Hey everyone, it's Shelby. Welcome back to this week's meal plan. This week we have a lot of outside work that we're trying to do. So I'm going to keep my meal plan very simple and do a lot of easy recipes, and then some that are like you can cook in a skillet on the stove, like one pan wonders. Monday I'm going to cook pizza burgers. We have a big crew out here, and this is a real affordable dinner. It's quick, it's easy, and everybody loves them. Tonight for dinner we're having one of my childhood favorites. They're called pizza burgers, and they used to be served in the elementary cafeteria that I went to school, and they're so inexpensive. For 1 pound of ground beef you get 16 of these pizza burgers. In my skillet I have a pound of ground beef browning up. I'm going to add about a half a cup of water, a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and just a sloppy Joe mix. We're going to let this simmer for about 15-20 minutes, and dinner will be almost on the table. This reminds me of my childhood. They used to make these pizza burgers in our elementary cafeteria, and they're really affordable and they're super easy. That's what the sloppy Joe mix will look like when you're done. On my sheet tray I just have the real inexpensive hamburger buns, a package of 8, and you just break them in half, so you're going to get 16 servings out of this. And this pound of ground beef is going to be the perfect amount to make 16. So affordable. Well, let me get this scooped out and I'll be right back. Then just take 8 ounces of whatever kind of cheese you want and put some slices on it. We're going to get it into a 350-degree oven and cook it until the cheese melts. Easy peasy. And 1 pound of ground beef always is enough for 16 of these pizza burgers. Into a 350-degree oven. And that's what the pizza burgers are going to look like. They're a little bit toasted on the bottom. Cheese is melted. Quick and easy, inexpensive dinner. Serving it with corn and watermelon. Tuesday, I had a request from one of our workers. His name's Jake. He's the guy that did our prep site for Ken's garage with the grading. And he's here building Ken's pond. So he wants Hawaiian sliders. It's one of his favorite little things. So if I'm fixing them for the guys for lunch, I'm just gonna fix them for dinner for my boys. Serving it with some fresh fruit. I'm making some of those Hawaiian sliders for the guys. One of our crew, Jake, this is one of his favorite things to have for lunch. He requested it. And I have a cook with me video on how to make these. They're so delicious. It's like a 70s recipe, and they go together really quick. They're always a hit at potlucks and things like that. I'm gonna get these in the oven. They're going to be delicious. For dinner tonight we're having those Hawaiian sliders. So yummy, with some fresh fruit. I'll put the link to this recipe in the description box for you guys. So good. Wednesday, I'm gonna make like a pork Normand. I think that's what they call it. It's just, I got a pork loin on sale for $1.69 a pound. I'm gonna cut them really thin, dust them with flour, fry them up in a skillet, add some shallots, garlic, apples, hit it with a little bit of brandy, put a little cream in it. It's really delicious. Quick to cook. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do on Wednesday. I went ahead and I meal prepped these for dinner tonight because we've been doing a lot of work. It's pork, I guess you would call it Normand because it has the apple and the cream sauce with the brandy, scallop potatoes, and then Brussels sprouts. I have 4 slices of bacon sliced into small pieces, and a 1/4 of an onion. I have it cooking on medium-low, added a little bit of pepper, and I'm just going to render out the fat until the bacon gets crispy and the onions get soft. I'm making some Brussels sprouts. I added a pound of Brussels sprouts that I cleaned and cut in half, and a clove of garlic that I grated on the microplane. I'm just gonna let these cook for a couple minutes. I added a couple heaping tablespoons of apple cider jam that I made, but you could also add some apple juice and maybe a tablespoon of brown sugar. I love apples with Brussels sprouts. It's such a classic combination. I'm just gonna let this cook for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. That looks great. I'm just gonna season with a little bit of salt, not too much, because the bacon's a little salty. Looks wonderful. I have a little bit of oil heating up in my skillet. I have some thinly cut pork loin that I dusted in flour. Going to add a little bit of butter. Going to add some shallots. Let those start cooking. I'm also going to add a half of an apple that I sliced, peeled. I have a clove of garlic that I grated on the microplane. I'm going to turn the heat off and add about 1/4 cup of brandy. I let the brandy cook off. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. I'm just gonna let this reduce for a few minutes. After it's cooked down, it should look something like this. We're gonna get it plated now. I went and made 2 trips to the grocery store this week. The first trip, I got a lot of like Italian luncheon meats for the guys for lunch, but I'm also gonna serve it for my family for dinner on Thursday, Italian subs and some potato salad. I'll put the recipe links to the potato salad and all the recipes in the description box below. If you click on that button that says show more, it opens it up. For dinner tonight, we're having Italian sub sandwiches, grapes, and potato salad. I'll put the links to the recipes in the description box. For dinner, I'm making some sub sandwiches. I have some soppressata. I like everything cut really thin. This one's some capicola. It's almost shaved. The guys have been working on the pond. The solar guys are here. Ken's been doing some mulching and grading on the driveway, and anyway, busy. I have some hard salami cut really thin. And I have some pepperoni, sandwich pepperoni cut thin. We'll add a couple slices of that on too. Okay. Gonna add a bunch of shredded lettuce. tomatoes. I salt and peppered the tomatoes already. A little bit of olive oil. And a little bit of vinegar. You could use red wine vinegar. Today I'm using this one. I'm going to add some provolone cheese. Try to get it closed. Stuff it all in there. There we go. Kind of a big sub there. And there we have it. Italian sub sandwiches. Friday, it's supposed to get a little chilly. So I'm gonna make some broccoli cheddar soup. This is a Panera copycat recipe, and it is so good. Can't wait for that one. For dinner, we're having broccoli cheddar soup, and I just put it in these little deli containers, and then we can just heat it up as we need it this week because we're busy. Ken's working on the garden. I have a cook with me video on this soup, and I'll put it in the description box. It's a copycat of the Panera soup. So good. Saturday, I'm doing another one-pan wonder. Gonna make some chicken marsala, risotto, and green beans. I'm making dinner tonight earlier in the day because we're gonna be working on the yard today. This way we just have to microwave it when we're ready to eat. I'm making chicken marsala, risotto, and green beans. I'm making some risotto. I have my pan heating up. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil and 1 onion. A little bit of salt. I'm adding 2 really large cloves of garlic that I used the microplane to grate. I'm going to hit the pan with some white wine. About a cup worth. And I am just going to keep stirring this until the wine is evaporated. In a separate saucepan, I have some chicken broth at a simmer. Then I just add like a half a cup of chicken broth and then just keep stirring it until it evaporates. Add a half a cup of chicken stock. It takes about 23 minutes to cook the risotto. What happens is the risotto rice releases its starch and it makes this wonderfully creamy like sauce. It's been 23 minutes. I'm going to turn off the heat and add about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Looks yummy. I have some chicken cutlets that I salt and peppered, dusted with some flour. I'm cooking them in just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. I've been working in batches to get the chicken done. Let me take it out. In the same pan, I have 2 large shallots that I minced up. have about 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm just going to let these cook for a few minutes. I'm adding 2 cloves of garlic that I grated on the microplane. I'm going to add about a cup of Marsala wine. I'm going to cook this for a couple of minutes, let all the alcohol cook off. I've returned the chicken back to the pan, and I'm just going to add a couple of cups of chicken broth. Bring this to a simmer, and then I'm just going to simmer it for maybe 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it should look something like that. For dinner tonight, we're having chicken marsala, green beans, risotto. I meal prepped this earlier in the day. We just microwaved it. And what a blessing, because we've been working so hard all day long. So I'm so thankful that we can sit down to a nice dinner. One of my son's requests this week was for vodka penne pasta. I'm going to make a big batch of it, and it's quick. It's like a half an hour dish. I mean, easy, and it's so delicious. For dinner, we're having vodka penne pasta. It has sausage in it with cream sauce, tomato cream sauce, Parmesan cheese, delish, garlic bread, and a very simple salad. I'm making vodka penne pasta. I have an onion with a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan. I'm adding about a half a teaspoon of salt, cooking it on medium-low until the onions get well cooked. The onions have cooked for about 15-20 minutes. Add a pound and a half of the Italian sausage with the casings removed. I added 4 cloves of garlic that I grated on the microplane and a couple teaspoons of Italian seasoning, dried. I added 4 cloves of garlic that I grated on the microplane and a couple teaspoons of Italian seasoning, dried. I'm going to add a cup of vodka and cook this until all the alcohol has been cooked off. After the alcohol has cooked off, add a 28-ounce can of diced tomato, and I'm going to cook this for another probably 10 minutes. After this is cooked down for about 20 minutes, add 12 ounces of heavy cream and cook this for another 5 minutes. That's what the sauce should look like. A pound of cooked and drained penne pasta. A cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Give this a big stir. The heat's off. Then what I like to do is cover the pot and just let it sit for 5 minutes. That's why I kind of cook the pasta a little under al dente, because it's going to keep cooking as it sits. It's going to be good. I'm meal prepping vodka penne pasta for dinner tonight. So all we'll need to do is just microwave the pasta and serve it with a salad, maybe some garlic bread. I actually went to the store twice this week for groceries. So let me show you my 2 hauls. Got back from the store. I made a lunch run for all of our workers. We've had so many here that I thought this week I'm just going to do sandwiches for everyone. So I got an angel food cake for a dessert because I have a bunch of berries still in the fridge from last week, and some tapioca pudding. So that'll be dessert. We have lettuce. I have a couple other heirloom tomatoes left over, so I'm going to make subs. As far as fruit, I have some watermelon and melons and a pineapple, I think, in the fridge. I'm going to cut that up. I also got plums and grapes. I hit the deli hard. Provolone and Swiss cheese. Quite a bit of Black Forest ham. Some sandwich pepperoni. Sopressata. The Genoa salami and the hard salami. And capicola. I also got some of the Heidelberg bread. The Hawaiian rolls for sliders. Some hoagie rolls for subs, so we'll have like a variety of sandwiches for them. and got them some sodas, and my total $170, $117. Just got back from the store. They had some great sale prices on meat, so I kind of stocked up a little bit. Sweet and the hot Italian sausage, I got 3 packages. The boneless, skinless chicken thighs were $1.49 a pound, so I picked up 4 packages. Ken and the kids have been wanting that Philly cheesesteak that I made a while back, so I picked up a couple packages of the shaved beef steak. Ground beef. The eye of the round was $2.69 a pound, and the whole pork tenderloin was $1.49 a pound, so I got 2 of those. The boneless, skinless chicken was $1.79 a pound. I got 3 big packages of that. As far as dairy, buttermilk, half and half milk, heavy whipping cream and Parmesan cheese, baby spinach, onions, peaches, potatoes, cauliflower, carrots, asparagus, red bell pepper, broccoli, broccolini, green beans, parsley, and Brussels sprouts. The total amount, $199.60. I haven't done a budget update in a while, so I'm going to show you. I think we left off here $890.74. Last week I budgeted $240. I spent $55.49, which left me with $1,075.25. This week my budget was $240. My 2 visits to the store, $170, $117, $199.64, left me with an ongoing balance of $944.44. So about $1,000 I'm up, which is great. I'm just going to keep it there. I got a lot of really great sales on meat this week, so I'm good. Just going to add that to my stash in the freezer and use some of them to cook meals this week. So I anticipate this week's haul will be a lot smaller. So it all works out in the end. Anyway, guys, you have a great week. I'm getting my chicken coop today. I'm so excited. Happy meal planning. And until the next video, talk to you guys later.